is big. It's big. It's a big thing.
Welcome on another episode today, you guys. And if you are joining for the very first time, thank you so much for being here today. The AUC students and Black community in Atlanta did a thing, you guys. They did a silent protest that has sparked a conversation. There are so many people commending them for their bravery to even do that. And there are some people actually pissed at the fact that they took the silent protest to church. The priest in this church is a senator, is in politics, and they were brave enough to go into the church and, do a silent protest by wearing a shirt, which you guys are going to see very, very soon. But there are some people saying, oh, it's a sacred place. You guys are not supposed to do that in a church. Like, what's the point of this? Like, you guys already know the conversation that will be on the other side of the people who don't buy into the idea of them literally entering the church and doing a protest. I would like to hear what you guys think about them going to the church and wearing a shirt for a silent protest. They didn't make any sound. It was a very complete silent protest. People are commending them and some people are pissed. So without wasting much time, let's get right into it.
Is almost alone. Almost alone among those who still execute in the name of the people. And we have a strange question that we ask death row inmates. We ask right before killing people in the name of the people, and you say, what do you mean we? Well, they do it in our name. Right before executing people in the name of the people, we ask, what would you like to have for your last almost alone?
So I really want to highlight this video that my mutual Think Peace Tribe made. And if you aren't following him, please go give him a follow. He posts very excellent content, not only on here, but on YouTube as well. But I commented on this video on the number of responses that I have gotten about, like, why aren't you focused on Black issues? Or why are you talking about Palestinian liberation? Those people don't like us, XYZ, referring specifically to Black people. And I refuse to argue with comments like that anymore, because I'm going to be so honest with y'all. We are now going into month 5. I have witnessed children being ran over. I have witnessed pregnant women unable to give birth or being forced to give birth literally outside. I have witnessed men carry their children in bags. What October 7th has done for me and my understanding about liberation is only to the betterment of my ability to fight for Black issues. I was just talking about Daryl K. George. I have talked about cop cities multiple times on my accounts. I have talked about the over-policing and incarceration of Black people. And all of that is deeply rooted in the fight for Palestinian liberation. Because while you're busy over here trying to argue me down about why am I supporting these people who don't support Black people, they are literally training the fucking cops that are arresting and over-policing Black communities. They are literally working with the organizations that work to poison people in this country, whether or not it's food, whether or not it is forcing men, women, and children to mine in the Democratic Republic of Congo for materials for our phones. We have got to reach a point in an understanding where we learn very fucking quickly about how deeply all of our liberation is intertwined. People always ask, why are they able to do these things to us? Why are they able to fuck us over in these ways? And this is why. Because when y'all see direct injustice in your fucking face and you see people talking about it, and people like me who have the ability to focus on multiple issues at once talk about these things, instead of recognizing the interconnectedness of these fights for liberation, y'all start having these petty little arguments. I need us to all understand very quickly that we will never be free if we allow them to ethnically cleanse Palestinians. We will never see the justice that we hope to see if we allow them to wipe out Palestinians. Because what the world governments are trying to tell us right now is, if you rise up, if you fight, if you do anything to anger us in any way, we will wipe you off the fucking map. And that should fucking scare y'all.
Right before killing people in the name of the people.
Please click on and watch this video in full and just sit with and ruminate on the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that come up when you watch it. Before getting into my analysis, I have to give a huge thank you and round of applause to the amazing activists in these videos. Y'all are making us proud. You are amazing. This was a beautiful act of protest. I simply cannot say thank you enough, nor say how much I love this action. This is a great example of how one can silent protest. I know not everyone likes to yell and scream and talk all the time. You don't have to. Silent protesting is very effective, and in this video, you can see it's done very well. Sorry, I live next to a train. What's most striking to me about this video is not only the beautiful act of protest being carried out by these activists, but more so what's being said in the sermon. I don't think anything quite captures the cognitive dissonance of what it's like to talk to people who say that they care about human lives, but yet refuse to acknowledge anything that's happening in the world around them than this exact video. A religious leader who's preaching about taking other human lives in the name of human lives and why we shouldn't do that in the context of death row inmates. Also, this is not like a full context clip. It's only like a small clip of the protest. So I don't know what he says before or after this. I'm only like analyzing like the 30 seconds of his sermon that I saw. But at least as far as I can gather, he's talking about those who are on death row. And like he starts to say, I'm assuming that he's going to talk about like the last meal that we offer them, the fact that they're allowed to pick something that they like before they pass. So basically a lot of this is about humanity and about like being cognizant about like taking away human life, especially when you're saying that it's in the name of humans, right? Because you're saying that, especially if it's on death row, that these humans have committed some kind of act that's like harmful to the rest of humankind and therefore they should no longer live. Meanwhile, he's giving this sermon. He's talking about taking human lives in the name of other humans. And people are wearing shirts that are saying, you know, stop arming Israel. They're doing a beautiful silent protest. The front of their shirts read permanent ceasefire now. The back of their shirts, huge stop sign, says stop arming Israel. Could not be clearer that what these protesters want is the end of suffering, the end of killing humans unnecessarily and indiscriminately. And this preacher is talking about taking human lives in the name of other human lives. And our government is giving guns and intel and troops and bombs and planes and literally every single thing that one could need in order to carry out a genocide to another country. Actually, I refuse to call it a country, to this like imaginary apartheid state in order for them to literally carry out a genocide. And the reason that we're saying it's okay is because they're doing it in the name of humanity and like saving a whole bunch of BS that like honestly I can't even believe they're still spewing at this point. It's this cognitive dissonance that makes conversations with people who say that they care about humans but then like don't stand behind that so frustrating. And I honestly think that this is part of why so many activists have been like, especially pointing out the hypocrisy of like blue MAGA people, or like when JVN is saying like vote blue no matter who, even though like Biden is fully carrying out a genocide right now. So to make this comparison as explicitly clear as possible, because people love to misconstrue things that I say, Biden is like the preacher. Blue MAGA people, or people who are just in general ignoring what's happening in the world around them while full chest saying that they care about humans, are those sitting in the audience who aren't protesting. And then the ones protesting are us. And when people look back on footage of this time period, 10, 20, 30 years from now, and they start to ask the questions that we've asked about historical events in the past, which are like, how did this happen? How did people let this happen? Why did this happen? All of those questions that, again, we've asked about prior events that have been very similar, so I don't know why we aren't applying critical thought now, but okay. When people start retroactively having it, this is the type of footage that people will look at and probably gawk at. Watch somebody literally preaching about taking human lives while people are begging him to acknowledge that human lives are being taken as he speaks. That's it. Please continue using your voices, y'all. You don't even need to actually use your voice. You can silent protest, you can send emails, you can do a bajillion million things, of which resources have been provided to you. And just in case you want to say, oh, I don't know where to look, Linktree in my bio. Try again. I made it so easy for you. So many people have made Linktrees to make it so easy for you. There are no more excuses. I just did the thing where like I programmed my phone to every time I open TikTok or Instagram or like any app that I frequently use to like use the permanent ceasefire thing started by Gen Z for Change, which is also in my Linktree. Super effective tool. Cannot recommend it enough. And I get a little notification every single time I open the apps. It's really fun. Absolutely no government representative or otherwise community member / leader should be able to continue their day in peace should they not be somehow advocating for an end to the genocide and occupation. And so that's why we're going to continue coming up with ways to annoy them until they do. Keep going. Keep fighting. We are on the up, y'all. Okay, that's all. It's been 6 minutes. Love you. Bye. I really do wish I could edit stitches. They don't let you. So that's why, like, actually, I always talk really long, so I have no excuse on this one. From the river to the sea. Cool. Catch you next time.
What do you guys think about that silent protest, and what is your honest take on that? I'm asking this because there are so many questions and even comments of people saying, why did you guys even have to do this? Why are you doing this as a Black person? Why are you getting yourself involved? I was even seeing comment of people saying, why are Black people involved in Arab politics and stuffs like that? What do you think about silent protest, especially the particular one in this video? Like I said earlier, the pastor is a senator, and I think this is the reason why they brought it to church, to show them that you guys are not even like saying anything. Let me hear what you guys think about people saying it's unnecessary, and again about the people saying Black people should stay away from, you know, the talk of the fight for liberation for the people of Palestine, that it does not concern Black people. Let me hear what you guys think about that, because I understand the fact that if they do it and they successfully do it to one marginalized group, they are definitely coming for the other one. So I think this is the main reason why so many people are in on it. This is the main reason why there are so many Black people talking about this. This liberation is for every single one. So for those who are always asking questions like, you guys should stay away, Black people should not put their mouth into this, if they successfully do that, this marginalized group, trust that they are always going to come back. And from what I'm getting from that protest, they basically just want that priest to say something about what is going on. Probably he has been quiet and they know he's in politics and he has been quiet, and that's the reason why they brought that to church. You know, there are these people who are so neutral in what is going on in the world, and maybe he has just been quiet about everything, and that's the reason why they are saying it in a very silent way, that they want a permanent ceasefire and stop arming Israel. I have some few comments here. This comment says they should have went to his office. The Black church Sunday service always been sacred. Okay. Another person said, culturally, the space is sacred because of how our ancestors use it to get closer to Jesus and connect to their spirituality. It is sacred because of Jesus. Historically, our ancestors have used that space as a place of worship, revolution, protest, strength, etc. To attempt to erase that rich history is a slap in the face of our ancestors. That is another comment. Another person said, they know about Cop City and its connection to Israel and Black Palestinians, and they still on the individualist ship. Another person said, our liberation is connected. The fact that so many people are not even seeing the connection in this is very, very alarming. Our liberation is connected. The same system fueling this genocide oppressed us. And this is the reason why Black people are getting involved. This is the reason why Black people are even speaking up about it. This is the reason why Black people are loud about it. The last one here says, I am all for it. However, are they doing the same to fight for their own communities, or are we only doing things in the light of the global stage? where backlash is minimal. Let me hear what you guys think about what these people are saying. You guys can see there are some people who are pissed at the fact that, they went to church to do that. And there are some people as well talking about how connected this liberation is. Because if they successfully do this marginalized group, they are coming for the other ones as well. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe before you go and turn your bell notification on. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. And I love you guys.